Welcome in. ETF real estate. Yeah, welcome in everyone. How are you doing? Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. We're talking about ETF or real estate. As a matter of fact, we're going to be starting the four pillars of wealth creation. Isn't it amazing? Four pillars of wealth creation. How are you all doing? Welcome in, welcome in. How are you all doing today? It's been amazing. Welcome to the month of August. So good to see each and every one of you. And Maxine, Nathaniel, Yuzo, welcome in. Welcome in. How are you doing? And we keep showing up, right? We keep showing up. How are you doing? Kenneth, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in, everyone. Yes. Today, we're going to be talking about ETF, real estate millionaire status, and of course, financial freedom. And if you're just meeting me, I'm Dr. Lina. I'm a doctor of business and technology, helping professionals turn their income into real wealth. So if your goal is to build wealth, then you are in the right place. How are you all doing? We're talking. Tammy, welcome in. Rich, how are you? Been a minute. I miss you guys. Belinda. Welcome in, welcome in. Let's share all the life. Let's tap all the lives. So good to see you. And we're starting something else. We're going to be starting the four pillars of wealth creation. And we know exactly what to do. Tap out the life, share all the life. And if you're just meeting me for the first time, Bam Bam Pari, Iyat. Yeah, if you're just meeting me for the first time, I'm Dr. Lina. I'm a doctor of business and technology, and I help professionals turn their income into real wealth. So if your goal is to build wealth, understand one thing, that your income is not going to build you wealth. And I think I need to move this one so you can see the board. Okay, I think this is much better. Yeah. Yes. Okay, that looks good. That looks good. All right, perfect. Okay, that's if it's going to stand. All right, perfect. Yeah. Okay, I just wanted everyone to see the board. So welcome in, welcome in. How are you all doing? Welcome in. Pretty Dutch, welcome in. Today we're going to be talking about what do we mean by stop saving. Guess what? If all that you do with your income is to save, supportive listener, how are you doing? Hello, Sarah. So good to see you again. How are you doing on the YouTube side? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So good to see you. I miss all of you. Welcome to the month of August, guys. My first day showing up in August. Yes, I am more relaxed. I am back here. Thank you so much for getting your daily at me. So good to see each and every one of us. And we're going to start something else. Of course, the time has changed. It's not going to be two times a day anymore. It's going to be once a day. So we're still trying. Maybe we do the night. And Basilo, how are you doing? So good to have you. Thank you so much for the daily at me. So good to see each and every one of us. Right. And we're still trying to figure out the best time, maybe 8 p.m. Can you please write my name? Your name is Sarah. So good to have you. One day, welcome in, welcome in. So we're still trying to figure out the best time. It's going to either be 8 p.m. or 1:30. But Dr. Lina cannot show up twice a day. I told you that ended last month. That ended last month. And if you all enjoy the 31 days of financial freedom drive, the whole of July, showing up twice a day, all through July, from July 1st to 31st of July. Yeah, drop it in the comment. Let me know. Well, if you enjoyed that, if you found it valuable, if it helped you in one way or the other, right? Just drop it in the comment. Welcome in, everyone. We know what to do. Let's tap out the live so we can get the class started as soon as we get to 5,000 taps and, of course, 50 shares. And we're starting something else, right? We're starting something else. The goal here is to ensure that people are financially free, right? What does that mean? Working because you want to work, not because you have to work to pay bills, right? What does that mean? Okay, end the paycheck to paycheck cycle. What does this mean, right? Becoming this status, if that is your goal, right? So that is what this is all about. Frosty Bite, how are you doing? Mermaid, I missed all of you guys. I missed you guys. Sure, I missed you guys. I missed you guys. Yeah. Yeah, we know what to do. Let's tap it out. Let's also share the life. We're going to start with the four pillars of wealth creation. Four pillars of wealth creation. If you can put it in the comment, that would be great. Four pillars of wealth creation. That's what we're going to be starting with. Four pillars, right? This is exactly what I teach, right? Of wealth creation. Because we need to set a goal, right? Four pillars of wealth creation. Yeah. Four pillars of wealth creation. That's what we're going to be starting. What does this entail? It's going to be, it's a whole wealth building curriculum, so that you understand, you will, if you follow the steps, you would realize that you're going to, follow it. You'll realize four pillars of wealth creation. Thank you so much, Frosty Bite. Right? Thank you so much. And we know what to do. Let's tap out the live. Let's share the live. We're going to talk about it because, of course, we're not going to teach it one time. It's going to be more in days, but we're going to start it today. Right? I'm going to tell you the entire thing about those four pillars. Trust me, these four pillars, it's almost like a building. Just think about it. If you want to build a house, right? You want to build a house. There are some things that are required. There has to be four pillars, all right? There has to be four pillars. First of all, thank you for getting your daily admin. Let's share the live. Let's tap out the live. There has to be four pillars, right? Because, and that is the problem that that's the issue a lot of people have. You're working so hard, but it seems that I'm still struggling. You're working so hard, but you're not getting the result. That is what, because this is what when you understand these four pillars, if any of those pillars are missing, that might be the reason why we're struggling when it comes to our finances. That might be the reason why we're struggling when it comes to we're dealing with paycheck to paycheck situation, because they were not taught in school. We were not taught all of this in school, and that's exactly what we're going to be teaching. And of course, ETF is definitely a part of it. Real estate, of course, investing is a part of it. We're going to be talking about that. And of course, the ultimate goal is financial freedom. Ultimate goal is financial freedom. So let's share out the live. Let's invite our friends over. Let's tap out the live. A few streams of income. Absolutely. A few streams of income. Yeah, absolutely. But it's even the supportive listener, it's even beyond that, right? It's even beyond that, because yes, you can talk about streams of income, but there's some other part of it that, a lot of times I've also seen people that they would say, oh, you know what, 7 streams of income. And I do not buy into that, because even if you now get multiple streams of income and you're getting into 7 streams of income, you can also have a burnout, right? It can also, I always say that it's always, because remember, financial freedom is the goal, right? Whatever that takes that financial freedom away from you, right? If multiple streams of income, up to like 7, 6 or whatever, right? If it takes that financial freedom away from you, then, or takes away that freedom for you, then definitely you're not building wealth, right? Yes, the burnout is real. Exactly. I almost burnt out last month, right? You guys saw that. All right. You guys saw me almost burn out. Like the last day, I was like really, really crawling, right? Like, but I just said, you know what? I got to show up, because everybody is showing up on a daily basis. Then I had to show up, but it was tough showing up twice a day from the 1st through the 31st. 31 days, I still had my normal day. Just sat here, amen, welcome in. And if you're new here, we're talking about the 4 pillars of wealth creation. Definitely, you need to stop saving. Definitely, investing is part of it. What are those investing? We're going to be talking about it, because ultimate goal is this thing. You see what is here? Money is not that. Money is not the goal. Financial freedom is the goal, right? Financial freedom, living life at your own time, working because you want to work and not because you have to work to pay bills, because they're two different things. The minute you get to the part where you say you're working because I just like this job, right? Like I'm doing this right now. I'm not being paid. I enjoy it. It's my passion. The minute you're able to get to that place, then you will see the quality of life improve. Financial freedom is the goal. Money is just a tool. And I'm going to get into it as we keep tapping out the live. If you're new here, welcome in. This is Dr. Lina. I'm a doctor of business and technology. That's because I have my master's and my doctorate in strategic business and information management system. My day job, I'm a vice president of technology and also a professor. I teach AI, cybersecurity, deep learning, and information management system. And then you're wondering, how come she's talking about finance? That's because I'm also a chartered accountant and economist as well, because that is my first degree is in that, and then I chased money to technology. But ultimately, that's not even why I'm teaching you this, or that's not what gave me the qualification to teach you. What gave me the qualification is because I am a serial investor. I own double-digit real estate portfolio, and I've been investing for close to 2 decades. And as part of what we're going to be teaching today, of course, the part that we're going to be starting today, because we cannot finish teaching 4 pillars of wealth creation in one day. It's almost impossible, right? I'm going to highlight it. You would know what it is, but then I'm going to be teaching you over the course of weeks. Dr. CK, how are you doing? So good to have you. Thank you so much for the repost. Ali Koma, welcome in. Latest millionaire in town. Welcome in. Welcome in. So good to see each and every one of us. Yeah, so we're starting the 4 pillars of wealth creation. So this is exactly whenever I tell you that I have a whole wealth building academy, a whole wealth building curriculum, this is exactly what this means. By the time you're done with this, trust me, you will have clarity, you have direction on where your money goes. You have direction on how this is how, because let me tell you something. If you've heard this, right? All of us heard this. They told us this, right? Go to school, study ad. Yes, how are you doing? Yeah, welcome in. Yeah, if you're new here, make sure you click on that follow button, and of course, tap out the live, share out the live, or get your daily at me. So good to have each and every one of us right here, right now. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Tayuza, how are you doing? So make sure you click on that follow button. Awesome. So one of the things that we were taught growing up was what? Go to school, study hard, of course, get a good job, work hard, and life is going to be beautiful. But guess what? You have done all of that, you've checked all the boxes, but it still looks like I'm not in the $1 million category. I'm still living paycheck to paycheck. I'm still struggling, right? Financially, I don't, yeah, I am well, better energy, right? Yeah, I'm still struggling when it comes to my finances. I'm still struggling when it comes to this or that and all of that. And that's the reason why, it's because whatever income is the first layer, legacy over everything, latest millionaire in town, welcome in. Yeah. So one of the things that you see is that a lot of people, right? What they taught us, whatever I said right now, go to school, get a work, study hard, get a job, work hard, and life is going to be good. Guess what? That is the first stage. What if I tell you is the first stage in like 7 to 8 levels of wealth building? The gap between, you see, so seeing it, see Sonny, latest millionaire in town, welcome in, right? You want to be financially free. You see, whatever statement I said earlier, which is income, right? Go to school, get a job. What that results in is what? It results in something called income. But the goal is for you to be financially free. Guess what? You see, between here and here, there's almost like 6 steps and to become financially free. There's 6 steps, but they taught us they ended it here, right? But guess what? There's still like so many steps that is missing. So no matter how much you try in terms of building wealth, right? In terms of, oh, you know what? I work hard, I do extra shift, I'm making good money, I'm a doctor, I'm making good income. But then you still see that I am struggling. Yeah, the quarter, yes. I am still struggling. Welcome in, everyone. Let's keep tapping out the live. Let's get our daily at me. If you're new here, click on the follow button. We're starting something called the 4 pillars of wealth creation. You see this gap that you see here. One of the pillars definitely is this income. And I'm going to tell you, because this is it's strong. I'm not one of those coaches that will tell you that, oh, you know what, go and become an entrepreneur. Go and start up a business tomorrow. Leave that your job. I'm not one of those people. Except what? You got an inheritance. So you're a trust kid or you want a jackpot. That's the only condition that will tell you, oh, you know what, leave that your 9 to 5 and leave it now. And of course, go become a business owner. I tell you, I have been in business for close to 2 decades in business. And I tell you the days that you are almost going to say, you know what, I'm done, right? Bug Juice, latest millionaire in town, welcome in. The one thing that you would find within this community, which is the $1 Million League, is, we say that it is. No gatekeeping, no capping. We tell you as it is so that you know what you're doing. Case the keys, latest millionaire in town, welcome in. Yeah, let's keep tapping out the live. Click on that follow button if you're new here, right? One of the things that you would see with me is I would tell you the truth. The days when I was like, I'm in real estate, I own double digit real estate, and I tell you, you know what? I am so done. I am so done. Bushman, latest millionaire intern, welcome in. Right. And the reason why is there's a challenge. Lead winner, latest millionaire intern. One of the things when it comes to your employer, right? Your employer, Zen Data, latest millionaire intern, welcome in. Your employer will tell you, see, at the end of the whole thing, at the end of the day, your employer will pay you at the end of the day, regardless. At the end of the month, business does well, business does not do well, right? Facebook is still going to have to pay, right? If you work with Google, if you work with whatever, Coca-Cola, or you work with whatever company you work with, your employer still has to pay you. Either they are profitable, either there's litigation, either there was a problem, there's a manufacturing defect or whatever, they still have to pay you. But guess what? The owner of the business is another thing on its own. So that and that's, hey, got to what? Thank you so much for getting your daily at me. Welcome in. Let's keep tapping out the live. Let's share out the live. We're starting the 4 pillars of wealth creation. And basically what I'm just telling you is, except it starts with your income. This is go to school, get a job, life is going to be beautiful. Work hard, life is going to be beautiful. But then you are saying that, okay, but life is going to be beautiful means financial freedom, right? It means financial freedom. It means that I'm building wealth. But guess what you're saying? But it's not looking like that. I am still struggling when it comes to my finances. That's what it means. But guess what? That's because there's a gap from where they stopped from teaching us, right? This is what they taught us, go, right? That's income. Go to school, get a job. This is where it ends. Income, period. Paycheck, that's where it ends. But guess what? There is a gap to financial, is a wide gap between that and financial freedom. To become financially free, income is capped. That's it. Income is capped. Income is capped. Yes, you're absolutely right. Income is capped. But how then do you get financially free? How then do you become free, right? To remove the cap, there is a ceiling to your income. There is a ceiling to your income. So once you understand that, I saw something today, and it was about a couple that they are retired in their 70s. They're in their 70s. I saw it on Dave Ramsey's show. And right now they only have 20,000 or something. They have a car note of 11,000. Both of them are 70-year-old retired. Now they have to go back. The 70-year-old man has to be a cleaner. Those are like real stories. So if hard work was to what gives people the financial freedom, you don't think that those people working till age 70 would have been financially free at age 70, because now they are back to workforce. They can't pay their rent. They can, they're making $2,000. I mean, you will see it on Dave Ramsey's show. You would see it right there. It was just today that I saw it. Both of them 70-year-old, and they only have 25,000 in savings. 25,000 is all that they have, and they have a car note of 11,000, and they also have their house that their mortgage of 27,000. This is people that worked 45 years. So it tells you something. If you don't do something differently and you just stop it at this income, you're not going to, it's not how long you work hard. It's how, it's not how long. Let's keep tapping out the live. I know we are all locked in. Let's tap out the live. Let's share out the live as well. Get your daily at me. And as a matter of fact, if you're new here, welcome in. I'm Dr. Lina. I'm a doctor of business and technology, and I help professionals turn their income into real wealth. Whenever I say professional, don't think it has to be, you have to go to college or whatever. Thank you so much for the roses, right? It doesn't mean that. It simply means, thank you so much for that. It simply means that you are an HVAC technician. You have a day job, whatever it is, right? It doesn't have to be, a lot of people mix it up that, you have to be this, a doctor, a lawyer. You're a professional, right? Skilled and unskilled. Basically, that's what that means, right? And so understand one thing, your income, and let's keep tapping out the live. And if you're new here, click on that follow button. Let's welcome you in, right? Go to school, get a job, you get this income, right? That's where this income, it's what you do with this income that's going to give you the financial freedom that you need. Bob, the latest millionaire intern, welcome in. What you do with this income, it's going to determine how quickly, if you're going to get to this, remember, it's a race. How quickly you get here or how quickly you don't get there. So let me start with the first thing. So the first thing first, I want to explain something. And let's say I think I have another board here. Yeah, this was what we did last month. We just rounded up that in July, showing up 31 days every single day. Yeah. All right. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. Let's keep tapping out the live. Let's tap out the live. Let's tap out the right. Click on the follow button. If you're new here, click on that follow button. Welcome in. So one of the things, so it tells you number one thing. Okay. So one of the things that I want us to understand, you see your income is here. And it's called the wealth triangle. Right? It's called the wealth triangle. What you do with this income will determine if you're going to be financially free or not. All right? If you're going to be financially, the quicker you get to your freedom or not. Right? So the first thing first is that this income, if you put some of it away, right, towards here, you will see that you are going to build, you put it towards some of your expenses and you put some of it towards your bills, towards asset, you're going to build wealth. But first, before you even go ahead, let's talk about the income itself. So I want us to, there are two things when we talk about these 4 pillars of wealth creation. 2 things. One is this triangle. The other thing is about this income itself. So you want to be financially free quicker. This, where you put your money. Number 2 is, this splits that you have here. And of course, number 2 is this income itself. All right? Then there's the other part where you put it. Those are 3 things. All right? I think we'll address that today. So you see this income that we have right here. The higher it is, okay, the better, because you have more to build your financial freedom, to fill up this triangle. And I'm going to get to this triangle. So, but you want to get to the financial freedom quicker, right? You want to become financially free quicker. You want this income to go up, all right? So how do you increase your income? Because remember, the income is the starting point. Remember, the income is the starting point. Remember, income, go to school, get the job. That's my problem. Let's fix that. That's why you see, it's, because everybody, when it comes to this journey that we're talking about, remember I said there's 6 steps to that financial freedom. The first thing first, the journey, everybody's at different journeys in their own journey of this wealth building of financial freedom. So some people, their own is income, right? Their own is income. Others is where they put their money. Others is the other steps that we're talking about. So let's fix the first thing, right? The higher this income, the higher, and when you put it in the right places of this triangle, right? McKinsey, latest millionaire in town, it's going to get you to what I just called McKinsey, right? Millionaire status, financial freedom, ending paycheck to paycheck, right? You just follow me, okay? Stick around, right? We're talking about the income. The higher this income, Sarah, latest millionaire in town, welcome in. This is the $1 Million League, by the way. So if you hear me call people millionaire in town, we say that I'm a Jesus baby, out of my mouth with the ears of our big God, but then we also execute for God, because God is not going to come from heaven to do magic. God is not a magician, right? It's giving us wisdom as well to listen. That's why make sure you get your pen and paper. Let's keep tapping out the live. If you're new here, click on that follow button. If you have not got to your daily at me, get your daily at me. Tap out the live, share out the live. Welcoming each and every one of us to the $1 Million League. Welcome in. Awesome. 17 latest millionaire in town. Welcome in. All right, you see this income. That's number one. The higher it goes, so earlier you heard me say, oh, I mean, my day job is vice president of technology. I also said I'm a professor at the same time, teaching AI, cybersecurity, deep learning, and information system. Crown Prince, latest millionaire in town, welcome in. Right? I said that, you heard that. It means that I am not the one that despises the income because I want to get to financial freedom quicker. It's a race. Some people would crawl, some people would run, because some people would fly, right? I want to fly. That's why you see me do all of that. Now, how do you increase this income? If you want to know how to increase this income, put how. Put out in the comment. You want to know how to increase your income. Leopold, latest millionaire in town. If you want to know how to increase your income, how? Awesome, how? Awesome, awesome. Who else? Basilo and supportive Al. Uche, take your here. Yeah, Al, awesome. Who else wants to know? Right? Because a lot of times, this is where I relate. Crown Prince, okay, everybody wants to know. That's great, that's great. Because a lot of times, we all jump into, oh, go and invest, go and invest. But we don't fix the foundation. Because this is the foundation, except you won a jackpot or you got an inheritance. This is the foundation. So I'll use this to tell my own story. Kingdom Will, latest millionaire in town. So permit me to use my own story, right? Easy Lizzy said, education, learn a skill. That's part of it. That's part of it, right? Let me tell you my own personal story, okay? So you will understand. Number one of the, and I'll put it here. Number one is a certification. I'll tell you something. I'm not one of those that support you to say, oh, you know what? If you have a degree, I'm not one of those coaches that tell you go back to school. Because always think about the return on investment. Somebody put ROI in the comment section. ROI in the comment section. Let's keep tapping out the light. If you're new here, yeah, click on that follow button if you have not done so. Welcome into the $1 Million League. Welcome in and let's get our daily admin. Let's share out the live. Let's tap out the live. Type ROI. ROI. You too. No, ROI. Return on investment. Return on investment. ROI. Thank you so much. ROI. Okay. ROI. This is very, very, very key. And this is where a lot of people make them, when they say, okay, increase your income, right? In my own case, I'm like I said, I'm not one of those people, except you are a lawyer. And I say it every time because it's two different worlds. You're a lawyer and all of a sudden you just say, oh, you just realize that I want to become a medical doctor. They're two different worlds, right? In that case, that's a different thing. And as a matter of fact, if you're already in your 30s and your 40s, right, I don't even know what you're doing, because at the end of the whole thing is about you becoming financially free, because you know what I mean, okay? But if you are not in those kind of two diverse fields, right, you do not have any reason to go back to college. Be latest millionaire in town. Welcome in. Yeah, you do not have any, in everything that you do, always think of something. ROI. When you go to college, what is it for? It's for money. So every money that you spend, think about it. What is the return on an investment? Remember that you're going to college or that going back to school, whatever amount that you are paying is an investment. It's just like you're putting money in the stock market and then you're expecting a return on it. Right? That skill that you went to learn, maybe you became an HVAC technician. The amount that you pay to go to that school, technical school, that how much can you return? I see some people, and I'm not downgrading any course or anything. Somebody goes to go and study general studies. General studies, you study general studies, and general studies is, maybe you spend 4 years. You spend about 100,000. I mean, some people even go and do it in specialized schools. And then at the end of the day, you are earning $50,000. And then you have a student loan of over $100,000. That is very, very questionable. Because what is the return on, So any school that you're going to, always think of, and this can also be for your children. Any education that there, what is the return? Always think about it. What is the return on the investment? Let's keep tapping out the light. Let's get it to 10,000 taps. Let's get it to 10,000 taps. Let's share out the life and all of that. So always think about what is the return on investment. So how much am I going to earn if I do this? So let me give you an instance. In my own case, I said I'm an economist. I'm a chartered accountant, right? It simply means that my bachelor's was in economics and also in accountancy. And I realized I was working in a corporate finance department of an organization, one of the top Fortune 100 companies. I was working there and I realized I was doing more work than the people in technology. And people in technology were making more money than me. All right? People in technology were making more money than me. So it tells you something. Information is power. Information is key. Just the same way I'm giving you this information right now. Because there's some things that you think that, oh, you know what, I need $10,000. I need 100,000 to do. And you realize that under this 5 minutes, under whatever, you are with the information that you need, you are able to get whatever you need to get. So what did I do in my own case? I got a certification, right? I got a certification because I wanted to pivot to technology. And I just, guess how much that certification was? Guess. That certification took me it was less than $500. And I studied for about 5 months. And after 5 months, I was able to get a job in the technology department, of the, and that's why some people they get keep. But always remember that givers never lack. Givers never lack. So if you gatekeep and gatekeep of what, I mean, the fact that I share this information with you doesn't take anything away from me, right? It's not like, it doesn't take anything away from me. So in my own situation, I took a certification. This is about 15, 16 years ago, by the way, 15, 16 years ago. And in my own case, I took that certification under 5 months. I mean, within 5 months or right after 5 months, I was able to get a job in an oil and gas company. In short, as a matter of fact, I got 2 offers. One was with Schlumberger, and the other one was with McDermott, right? Oil and gas. I went with the McDermott, even though Schlumberger was a bigger name. I was the richest millionaire. And someone once told me I just don't know how to do it. Okay, yeah. So the thing about it is that I went with the McDermott and I started working as a senior analyst, right? Uplift, latest millionaire. And pardon me of the story, right? It's not to bore you or it's not to say, it's just to tell you that I tell you exactly what I do, right? So there's some things I don't talk about, like URL and all some other things. Crypto, I don't talk about that, right? I only tell you what I do that has worked for me, getting me to the millionaire status and also getting me into the financial freedom status. That's exactly what I share here. So that you can do the same thing. If you repeat the same thing, you would achieve the same result. Let's keep tapping out the live. You're new here, click on the follow button. You're new here. People say go to nursing school so you can make money. Well, to each his own. Seeing the latest millionaire in town. To each his own, right? If you have a passion for it, absolutely go for it, right? But if you do, I mean, forget about it. Not even the passion. If the money is going to, you can do it for a little bit and then move away after, right? If that's what you want to do, right? No money, nothing. Yeah, and that's, I mean, anyway, we're going to get into that. A lot of time, the people in nursing, it's the extra hours. And I tell people, it's the extra hours that they spend, because you could do 3 days, and do, is it 14-hour shift or 12-hour shift? Or you do night, 3 days, and then you still have 4 days. And then because they can consistently, they can do the 3 days and then do another night, is almost like double, right? That's the thing. That's where the money comes to play. Exactly. Yeah. That's where the money comes to play when it comes to nothing, right? That's the only way. It's not, when you calculate it by hour, there's really, the money is not so crazy. It's not like, yeah. It's when you calculate it by hour. The hourly rate is not something that is fantastic, but because they can do extra hours, which also tells on you. And that's, remember, financial freedom is what we're talking about. So if whatever job that you're doing takes that time away from you, all you're doing is trading your time and life for money, right? But you can do it for a certain time, get your money, right, and be out. But let's continue. I got a certification on the 3 months. Let's keep tapping out the live. Let's get it to 10,000 taps. Thank you so much. Let's get our daily at me. And of course, guess how much I increased? $500. 5 months. Guess how much I increased my income by? Just moving from finance to technology. Somebody guess. How much do you think 5 months, based on return on investment, 5 months and what? 5 months and $500. Let's say $500. 5 months. Guess how much I was able to increase my income by? Guess how much? Just guess. Anybody wants to try? I've said it multiple times, right? I was able to increase my income by $30,000 just moving from finance to technology. Just one certification, right? One certification was what took me there. Imagine in 5 months, I was able to increase my income. 5 months was what it took to increase my income. So always think about it. I am a vice president of technology. I hire people with the certification. In short, as a matter of fact, my husband was hiring somebody, and the person doesn't even has an associate degree, but the person has the certification in technology and has worked for a couple of years, and they actually gave him the offer based off of the certification and experience and all of that, not because of the degree, because it knows it on hand, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be that degree. A lot of time we focus more on the degree or whatever than what there's so many certifications that will take you short period of time, and of course you get the best. There's some things in cloud security, there's some things, I mean the technology field, there's some things in AI that you can actually take certifications in, and guess what, boom. Even I want to believe in the medical field as well. There's some things that are there. Bear, latest millionaire intern, welcome in. Yeah. If you're new here, click on the follow button. We're talking about the 4 pillars of wealth creation, and the first pillar is your income. How do we increase this income? Because when this income grows, I'm going to show you where it is, right? These we need to fix. A lot of time, this is where people mess it up. They mess this up. Let's keep tapping out the live. We're not tapping out the lives. I know we are all locked in. And that's how, let's tap out the live. Let's get our daily at me. Thank you so much. If you're new here, click on that follow button. I'm just getting my water on the side. Yeah, it depends on the field that you want to go, all right? It depends on the field you want to go. So in technology, you can go on isaka.com, okay? There's certifications that you can take when it comes to technology. You can go on Isaka. Is IS, you will see it right here. I have a couple of the certification right there. ISACA, right? They are the one that manages the body. Is the body that manages certification for technology. I'm just going on Google, right? If you want to go into medical field, right? Everybody's chasing, nothing. Oh, thank you so much, right? They're chasing nothing. There's some other part of medical field that makes a lot of money. There was another, is it radiographer or something? That was another one that I saw, that you can take some trainings, and on the certain months or whatever, you are able to, you don't have to go back to college, and of course, within that field, right? Hey, Nunu, within that field, thank you so much for the repost. Let's keep tapping out the live. The name is AGAI. Okay, all right. So thank you so much, Pretty Dutch. I'm not in the medical field, but if you're in your field and there's any certification that you think is going to be beneficial, can you drop it to the comment? Let's help each other. No gatekeeping, because there's some people that are genuinely here that want to try to increase their certification. If you can say, okay, maybe radiography or something, right? if you can just put in what certification in technology, if somebody can put it ISACA, ISASCA. I miss you for I miss you too, my dear. I miss you too, my dear Nunu. How are you doing? I miss everyone. I missed everyone. Yeah, we're starting the 4 pillars of wealth creation. So if you're new here, we're starting the 4 pillars of wealth creation. That's what we started. And it starts with your income. So it's in the next few days, Nunu reached level 10 in the house. So if you're new here, click on that follow button. So please drop in the comment if you're in any field that the certification that can help people pivot into that field. So drop the field and also indicate what certification. Let's help each other, right? If somebody can help me drop technology and write ISACA, AISACA, ISACA, right? That is the one in the technology. You'll see some certification on AI, right? You see on AI, you see on risk, you see on cybersecurity. Those are certifications, right? Yeah, ISECA. Thank you so much. But put it as technology. Put the field, right? Pretty Dutch. Thank you so much, right? Put it as technology. And please, if there is a pathway you think is a very short way and you think there's money in it, please just share. Let's share. Let's help as many people. Let's not get skip. We don't get skip here. We don't. Thank you so much. We don't get skip, right? Please share it so that we can pin you. We'll pin you as well. We'll pin you in the comment. We'll pin you right there. Please drop it. Somebody said AGAI earlier. So Pretty Dutch, put the field and also put the certification. Let's help each other out, okay? Right? We can do that, right? Let's help, because guess what? At the IFS income, what you do with it is going to get to the financial freedom. Remember, the goal is financial freedom. A lot of people are slaving out, but then they are even in the wrong place. Is there nobody sharing? Let's share. If you are in any field and you think that there's a certification people can take, please drop that field that you are in and put the certification right next to it. Thank you so much. Let's do that. Let's help each other out. Let's help each other out. So certification is one thing. I increased my income by $30,500 and in 5 months. Under 5 months, and I moved to technology. As a matter to oil and gas. As a matter of fact, that's why I moved to McDermott, right? I moved from McDermott. It's not McDonald's. McDermott, like, yeah, that is an oil and gas servicing company. And I did a couple of years with them. So, and it's going to lead me to the second thing. Did anybody share anything? Did we share? I mean, this is the $1 Million League, guys. So let's share, please. Let's share. Let's help our fellow. Let's keep tapping out the live, and everything is very quiet. Let's tap out the live. If you're new here, click on the follow button so that we welcome you to the $1 Million League. This is the $1 Million League, right? $1 Million League. And of course, I'm Dr. Lina. I'm a doctor of business and technology, and I help professionals turn their income into real wealth. And of course, I'm a chartered accountant. I'm an economist, and I have my master's and my doctorate in strategic business and information management system. Day job is vice president of technology, and also I'm a professor teaching AI, cybersecurity, deep learning, and information management system. And at the same time, I'm a serial investor with double-digit real estate portfolio, and I've been investing for close to 2 decades. Churn and grab it, sir. Latest millionaire in town. Welcome in, everyone. If you're new here, click on that follow button. Let's welcome you in, and let's keep tapping out the live. So certification is the first way to increase your income. Certification. Number 2, still close to return on investment. There's so many free things as well. So many free. So the free that you can get, explore the free. One is, I must go back to college. There's scholarship. And you might like, you know what, this is almost difficult to get. You'll be so surprised. Dr. Fatima, who is a director of scholarships and admissions in UCLA, California, right? Sheikh, latest millionaire in town, welcome in. Yes, she was here like 2 months ago, and she said that millions of dollars go unused unclaimed for scholarship every single year. That she reviews about 22 applications, and she guided us on how to go about it. A lot of time we just think, it's just about athletics. It's just about sports and all of that. It's there are about 5 to 7 to 10 categories of scholarship. And do you know that you can already? I mean, this is for your kids. If you have kids, kids can, and if you're a kid that is here, I mean, I don't expect a kid to be here, right? If your kid is here, right, you can start getting the scholarship as early as ninth grade. Ninth grade. All right. So scholarship is one. Number two is if you go on Google Coursera, there are free trainings there. Harvard Business School, free trainings. Always check what are the free before you start thinking of, certification is one. What are they free? And whenever we're talking about skill, a lot of time we just feel that, oh, it's the nursing, you have to be an engineer. Trust me, you'll be so surprised at how much money. Do you know how many people are quitting their job for social media these days? I mean, Alex on a budget just crossed, this is already half a year. She just crossed $500,000. $500,000. Some people make about $100,000 a month, if not more, on social media space. So you can you can learn that on all these platforms. There are free trainings there. You can be a social media manager. There's so many other, you know what I mean? Right now, you can even be on that job and take a side job for teaching, helping people, right? Videographer. All of those things, you can actually learn it. Becoming a videographer, becoming a social media. I hope if this is light bulb to, I mean, it's making you think, because a lot of times people always just focus on one thing. Because at the end of the day, it's just to increase your income. Increase your income is the overall goal, right? Thank you so much for the roses. If you are new here, click on the follow button. Let's keep tapping out the live. We're still at 5,300 all along. Let's get it to 10,000 taps. Thank you so much. Let's get it to 10,000 taps. And let's share out the live. Thank you so much for the roses. B2KG, latest millionaire in town. Welcome in. Let's share out the live. Thank you so much. Yeah. Let's click on the follow button. If you're new here, let's tap out the live. Let's share out the live. Get your daily at me if you have not gotten that. These are free. A lot of time, a lot of people are sleeping on this. You'll be so surprised at how much a lot of people are making hundreds of thousands of dollars on TikTok Shop. Right? I mean, that's on the side also, because that's the other way, right? But you can learn some skills, huge skill. I literally learned how to take care of my swimming pool. Literally learned how to take care of my swimming pool through YouTube and the Facebook community about G Night pool, right? That's how I learned how to take care of pools. And guess what? I saved myself $200 every single month getting a pool boy take care of the pool. So those are like, these are free for you. But I use that as an example. But you can actually learn some skills on all these platforms. But of course, you agree with Harvard Business School. Just go there. You'd see some free AI training. Google Coursera is right there. Do also think about the scholarships. Another thing that helped me is a lot of people sleep on this one. Negotiation. Another thing, negotiation. Okay. Negotiation and I'll call it move. So I'll capture the two together. A lot of people, you get an offer, you don't care about the other offers that come. In my own case, I just mentioned that I got Schlumberger, okay, and I got McDermott. Schlumberger is obviously name bigger and all of that, because McDermott is more of it has operations here, but negotiations, exactly. Right? It has more operations. They do more of the deep sea, right? Deep sea is what deep sea exploration, right? But Schlum does both deep and whatever, right? So in my own case, why did I not go with Schlumberger? even though it was a bigger name or whatever. I looked at the price. That's what matters. Like, you can't see the board. Okay. I looked at the price. That's it. Which one pays me higher? Who cares about the name? It's the big man. It's the biggest man that pays the price. And then I negotiated between the two of them. Oh, Shombi J is actually bigger than you, but they actually want me as well, right? And guess what? I went through that. I went and I was able to negotiate that. As a matter of fact, I've done that consistently at every point of me trying to change one job. There was another company, I was in retail, and there was another company at the same time. Those one were in we were going to work in they were going to give me everything, right? But then it's a bit far away. And I went back to the one that is close to me. I said, you know what? This other company is going to give me this, and this, right? And they said, okay, you know what? We cannot match it, right? But you know that you're going to drive 1 hour there, but this one is very close to us. But I mean, though the other one was good, they were going to give me a house, they were going to give me whatever I wanted, right? It's somewhere in Beaumont, right? But then I wasn't ready, wasn't at that stage of my life. But I still went back to the other one and I said, okay, I'd like to work with you guys. But you know, I got this offer, they're going to give this. And they said, okay, because now all of a sudden you become more, how do I put it? More juicy in their eyes. You become more, you're the center of attention. Somebody help me with the English to use, right? You're the center of attention because now they say that a much more bigger company wants you. So they're also willing to also lean forward. Negotiation. And guess what? With that alone, I was able to increase my income by another 10,000, even though they were already giving me a decent income. And I did it a third time as well. Between two financial institutions, AIG and LFG, the two of them. I did it again. And this one was even way crazier because I got to work from home. I got to get everything and I got the highest level of the bandit. I was even almost getting more than my manager, like because my manager was already almost 10 years in there. So that's it. Negotiate. Another way to negotiate is, okay, you know what? It's not that you're moving from one organization to the other. Go and check. What does your employer, and what are you even worth? Some of us have remained on the same job for the past 10 years. You don't even know what you're worth outside. Let's keep tapping out the life. Can we tap out the life? We are still at 6,400. I know we are locked in, as well as I am ready to teach today. So I'm not even talking about tapping in, but let's tap out the life because that's the only language the algorithm understand. And you'll be sitting there for more than 2 minutes. Click on the follow button, right? You find this helpful. Click on the follow button, right? Click on that follow button. Let's not just be here only. Click on that follow button. So good to have each and every one of us. Welcome in everyone. Click on that follow button. Tap out the live, share out the live, invite your friend over. This could actually help somebody because this is the foundation. If you fix this, trust me, and we follow it, build it. This is the first pillar, guys. This is the 4 pillars. You remember, we're talking about the 4 pillars of wealth creation. That's what we're teaching. The 4 pillars of wealth creation. That's what we are teaching. And of course, this is the income. The goal is financial freedom, to become financially free. And we're trying to fix this. There's so many steps before we get here. So this is where we're starting from. Okay? So if you can fix, you can see income is very key in this factor. I mean, it's a very key factor in this whole thing, as well as financial freedom. So once you're able to get this income right, guess what? We just need to plug in the other things, and guess what? Your financial freedom is just right around the corner. So make sure you click on the follow button. Obviously, we cannot finish everything, talking about everything today. So that's why, so make sure you click on the follow button, turn on notification bell as well, so you know when I'm live as well. I'm on YouTube as well. It's Money Talk with Dr. Lina on YouTube as well. All right. So negotiation. So in this case, another thing about negotiation is, some of us, we've remained on one job for so long. Do you understand that? I mean, if you care to share, please drop in the comment section. Can anybody share how much is the salary increase that you get every single year? That's if your employer even does salary increment at all. I mean, some people, except they get promoted, their salary remains the same. But there are some organizations that give a pay raise every single year. Non-existent. There is no increase. I thought that was a joke, really. Huh. Huh. There is no increase. Michelle, easy. Who else? Is this the same thing across board? Because I worked with, interestingly, I've worked with organizations that would typically do, if you exceed expectation, you 2%. If you exceed expectation, you get a 3% raise. Not saying, okay, right? Maybe, yeah, maybe because I'm in a different. I mean, if you exceed expectation, meaning you're a top performer, you get 3% raise. If you meet expectation, right, you get a 2%. Thank you so much for the roses. And of course, if you do not meet expectation, that's performance improvement, or you get a 1%. Very tiny percentage on only when minimum wage goes up. Wow. Thank you so much for the roses. Welcome in, everyone. If you're new here, click on that follow button. If you have not clicked on the follow button, welcome in. Okay, now let's talk, guys. Let's talk straight talk, because I thought that we get salary increase. For me, I'm even saying 3% is it's ridiculous. So one thing I want every one of us to do, I know that the economy is very, very tricky right now, but as soon as you can, maybe you get a certification or something or whatever, right? You cannot be doing the same thing and expect a different result, okay? Boy to win, latest millionaire in town, welcome in. One thing I want you all to do is, and this is what I did in my own case. What I did is every other 2 years, like on my desk, you can never see pictures, you can never, it's just a contract. I do my job, I share my knowledge, you give me my money, period. So my desk is plain. It's like somebody is not even working there. You can never see any of my things there. Now, what do I mean by this? Because every 2 years, Dr. Lina, I only spent 8 years in my first company that I worked with, which was Procter & Gamble. First company. After that one, it was almost 2 years, I'm out. By year 2, going year 3, I'm already looking, what is the next thing that is out there for me? What is my what? Right? It's basically, I don't need to leave, right? But I just want to know, what am I worth out there? Am I worth what I'm being paid right now? If the gap is like 2,000, 5,000, not a big deal. But once the gap is like 10,000, why did I stop Procter & Gamble? I moved. Such an excellent company. I moved. It's a grow within company. So yeah, I moved. Yeah, I did 8 years. I love the company so much. Yeah, and I still have. We still maintain very great relationship. Right. I moved to a city where they are not operating, and I tried to work at the distribution center. They allowed me work remotely for a couple of months before I got into. And as a matter of fact, the other part of it is me moving from, and it's public. What's that? Yeah, it was Fortune 100 or something at that time, right? But the thing about it is that, and that's part of the reason why I moved. I also moved from the finance department to technology. So that's how I pivoted as well, because it's also money and all of that. It's also money. So what am I trying to say, right? The thing of what I'm trying to say is negotiation. You see, exactly, because it's about the money. For that move alone, I got 30,000 increase. That's what I described earlier, right? The certification, remember, that's how, 30,000 increase is what that meant to me. So, yeah. So, what am I saying? Negotiation, right? Every 2 years or 3 years, or depending your own time, or just go out there, draft your resume. When last did you even look at a resume? Are you even tracking your accomplishments on that job, or you're just doing that job? What are your key accomplishments? Like, oh, you know what? I led this project to completion. You know what? I increased the profits margin by this. I delivered these brand deals. I created the marketing plan for whatever that delivered this multi-million. Do you track that? I identified this vulnerability that hindered the breach of whatever, Or you, okay, I attended to, there was the what's it called? There's a major breach or whatever, right? Please, I need to walk around Accra. Yeah, I'm not in Accra. I'm in Texas. I'm in Texas, in United States. Yeah. If you're new here, click on that follow button. Yeah. So and if anybody has work, if you have a job in Accra, somebody needs a job. Yeah, I will move if I get 30K. Mhm. Exactly. And followed latest millionaire in town. Welcome in. If you are new here, click on the follow button. From time to time, always look, what am I what? Draft your resume, right? If not for any other thing, right? At least you know that I have a resume drafted in case the company says, okay, I don't want you anymore. That happens. Oracle laid off 30,000 people in one day. Spirit Airline folded up 17,000 people. If somebody that has the resume that is already ready is quick to transition with the emergency fund, 3 to 6 months, that person already, you see somebody that already has a standard resume, already tracked all his information, all the wins and all of that, what is doing in a resume, you would see that person easily being able to move versus somebody that said, oh, you know what, this is my final state. And I understand if you're in your 60s or you're already retired, that's a different ballgame. But you can also support your children to also learn this, right? There's always those, no knowledge is lost, right? So you can track this and get this information and share it with them. So every 2 years, what that does is I am moving. Dearest, latest millionaire in town, welcome in. Every 2 years, you see Dr. Lina move. Let's keep tapping on. Let's get it to 10,000 taps. Thank you so much. Let's get it to 10,000. Let's get our daily at me. If you have not gotten your daily at me, if you have been sitting here, you find this valuable, click the follow button. Click the follow button. Yeah. So one of the things, right, like I said, every 2 years, I'm checking, okay, what is the next big deal? What am I worth outside, right? What is, am I being paid competitively compared to what I'm, and what is even, those are the things I check. And guess what? For every single time, and as a matter of fact, I'm not loyal to anybody. I'm not a loyalist because they're not loyal to you. They are not. Do not be, you are just a number. No matter how much you think, oh, I am a valuable, I'm very, very, I'm valuable. I'm the go-to. I'm the tech, I'm the expert in this area. There's no other person. Guess what? You are invaluable. I mean, you are just a number. You are, nobody is, they would, the day that I learned that many years ago, many years ago, I learned that you are replaceable in a second. You are just a number. You see that your ID, your identity card that you got, that's just a number. That's what I said she understands the system. Yeah, you're just a number. The day I recognized that was the day, and when I was in Procter & Gamble many years ago, this beautiful lady, excellent in government relations, like the people who are in government relations, they're the ones that they're absolutely beautiful, eloquent, and quality and all of that, that you will be like, okay, those are the people in government relations, like those are the ones that work with the White House and all of those kind of things, right? That's those kind of people. And this young lady, she was less than 30, or less than 30. She passed on. Guess what? We only waited for 1 hour, business as usual. So since that day, that was earlier in my career, I made sure to take note that everybody is replaceable. Guess what? In another 1 month, in short, by next week, the open job posting was already out to look for the next government relation, right? Personnel, and she was replaced. Under 1 month, just a number. Business has to continue. So once you understand that, you will prioritize yourself first, right? Some people would think, oh, what if I leave this job? What's going to, you prioritize yourself. Out, latest millionaire in town. You prioritize yourself first, okay? Negotiation, move. So let me tell you my own, when it comes to negotiation and the move. I told you that I'm a vice president of technology. A lot of my counterparts, some of them are still managers. right? Some of them are senior managers. Why? They probably stayed so long on one organization and following that path. But for me, one thing I've done is jump, 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 jump. Every single time that I jumped is like a 10%, at least for me to move. Dr. Lina must have at least $10,000. You think that, oh, it's the doctorate degree. As a matter of fact, I would not say that my doctorate degree has added a single dollar in the corporate space for me. When I say corporate, so as a vice president of technology, it did not increase my income. The only thing I would say in academics, because I'm also a lecturer, I'm a professor teaching AI, cybersecurity, deep learning, and all of that. That's separate. But in the corporate world, did it change my income? No. Did it push anything up? No. So what I'm trying to say is that what had pushed me, made me move quickly, is being able to move out, right? When in, out, in, out, in, out, in. So that gave me a jump for every single time that I moved. Because whenever it's, and please take note of it, you are looking for promotion internally. Maybe the promotion that God has given you is external. The promotion that you are looking for, that job. Because remember, if your boss doesn't leave that position, right? If your job boss doesn't leave that position, you're not going anywhere, right? So understand that and know peace. It's all about lack of incompetence, lack of competence, or your incompetence or whatever. That's not the reason. It's because there's somebody that is occupying the space that is not going to leave in another 10 years. And you are waiting for the person. So what do? You find your way out. So always a lot of, and because it has to, so take note of that. Anyways, we got that. The move, right? Any question on this? The move, negotiation, negotiate your income. When you get your resume, let's say you get another offer, you don't need to leave as well, right? You can actually get the offer and come back to your company and say, okay, you know what? I've delivered this project. I've delivered this project. As a matter of fact, I think sometime in January, if you go to my post on my page in January, is it January or December? I actually put a template there that you can use for negotiation. So if we add a 31 days New Year challenge in December, that's how I came on TikTok. So it's going to be closer further down. That's how I came on TikTok and started teaching, right? Yeah. So if you go there, you would see a template that I have right there that you can use to negotiate. As an entrepreneur, how would you apply the move? As an entrepreneur doing your own thing, right? Is it your own thing? Be happy. Is it your own thing? If it's your own thing, then as an entrepreneur, in terms of move, I mean, you can, yeah, so move from one business. So maybe you're in real estate, you can buy businesses. I would call move when it comes to businesses or as an entrepreneur, I'll call it diversification. All right? That's what I'll call it. Instead of you calling it a move, I'll call it diversification, right? I came late, would have loved to know more about the scholarship topic. No, we're just saying the free. We're actually talking about the income. We're talking about income. How do you increase your income? Certification. Those are free scholarships, right? And we can talk about it someday, right? I took notes when Dr. Fatima came to teach us here. She's the director of scholarships and admissions, in UCLA, California, right? We all know what UCLA is, right? So you can actually, whenever maybe I'm going to teach it sometime and look at our notes because I took notes. I just know that one thing is that even at 9th grade, you can actually use your kids, you can start with them. But you yourself, there's so many free scholarships that are available that people are not claiming every single year, right? That you should actually tap into. Okay, let's keep tapping out the line. Let's get it to 10,000 taps. And if you're new here, click on the follow button. You're new here, click on the follow button. You're new here. We're talking about 4 pillars of wealth creation, and it starts with your income. Now we're talking about the first pillar, which is income. 4 pillars, which is income. Excuse me, I needed to get water. Yeah. So does that answer your question? Be happy and Mac. Does that answer your question? Yeah. Let's keep tapping. Can we get it to 10,000? Can we get it to 10,000 taps? Let's get it to 10,000. If you're new here, click on that follow button. If you're new, okay. That's great. Yeah. Um, yeah. So be happy. It's more of diversification. Peter Robert, latest millionaire in town. Welcome in. Yeah, let's get our daily at me as well. Let's tap out the live. Thank you so much for doing that. All right, we're talking about the 4 pillars of wealth creation. It starts with your income. Fix this and you're on your way journey to becoming financially. I want to apply it in my field. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Right? You said in your field, but you said as an entrepreneur. I'm confused. Right? Are you talking about the corporate world as an entrepreneur? It's your own business, right? It's your own business. So, and then when you said in your own field, okay, what is your field? Maybe you can put it in a simple sentence, then I'll be able to explain further. Right. Okay, so negotiation. And for me, that's how I always moved. Diversification into other fields. As an entrepreneur, okay. Put it in a good sentence and I will be able, I'm confused. Or if somebody can help, behappy.com, that'll be great. Right. Negotiation or move, right? Ensure that, yeah, so you can do multiple construction, right? You can construct. Are you into real estate? You can build, you can be a builder, right? You can develop, be a developer, and at the same time, you can build apartments and own the apartment and rent out. That's another diversification. Yeah, you can decide to do retail, office spaces. Those are different. If that's what you're saying, ultimately, you experience diversification right there for you. Diversification means you are in different areas, right? Different areas. That's what it means. All right. So negotiation versus move. Okay. The negotiation versus, and also the move. This is going to, you understand now. Okay. A negotiation. So negotiate your income. You can actually get an offer, even if you don't want to move this job, you don't want to shift, you don't want to do anything. You can say, okay, you know what? I got this offer, based on what I've delivered and all of this. I think this is what I'm worth. Can you match this offer? The best they can say is that we cannot match it, right? But the only thing is that you have to be very careful because it shows that you're no longer loyal. So almost be ready to say, okay, you know what, whatever the case may be, if push comes to shove, I am also ready to leave, right? Because it just shows that if they say no, right, already try to make a decision. So another thing, so that negotiation. Number 4 is what I call side hustle. No, not side hustle. What I call it income supplementation. So income supplementing. Let's keep tapping out the live. Can we get it to 10,000 taps? Thank you so much. Let's get it to 10,000 taps. Let's share out the live as well. Thank you. Let's share out the live. Let's tap out the live. If you're new here, click on the follow button. Let's tap out the live. Can we get it to 10,000 taps? Thank you so much for doing that. Let's get it to 10,000 taps. If you're new here, click on that follow button. Share out the live as well. How do we share? Press my forehead on the screen and share. Let's share. And of course, repost as well. Can we also repost? Let's do that. Let me give us 2 minutes. Can we take 2 minutes? Yeah, let's get it to 10,000 taps. Let's repost, let's share. And of course, if you have not clicked on the follow button, if you're new here, click on that follow button. Let's welcome you in. Click on the follow button. Can we all tap out the live? Let's get it to 10,000 taps. Can we all get it to 10? Can we all tap out the live? Let's get it to 10,000 taps. You don't know how to tap. It's like this. Just tap the screen. And of course, share out the live. Press my forehead on the screen. And you'll see your contacts. Share out with them. And of course, repost. You'll find repost right here. Right? And if you're new, you don't know how to click on the follow button. There's a plus sign in front of your name. Click on that follow button. To get your daily Acme, just click on what is pinned right there. It costs you 1 penny. But of course, you're going to get 30 points back. Cost you 1 penny, get 30 points back. Thank you so much. That's the only language the algorithm understand, okay? That is the only language the algorithm understand. Really appreciate everyone tapping out the like, clicking on that follow button, sharing out the live, and of course, getting your daily at me. Kemzo's latest millionaire in town. I am like, wondering what do we mean by millionaire, right? Why are we saying NG latest millionaire in town? Right, because this is the $1 million league. This is the community of millionaires, people that are already millionaires, and those that are aspiring to become one. Some people are they are the trailblazers. There's never been a millionaire in their family, in dollars, by the way, and they are the one aspiring to become millionaires. And part of what we teach here, right, it starts with your income. One of the things that you would see that a lot of employees, when you look at in the chart of the millionaires and the billionaires, most employees do not fall in this category. They don't, right? You will see investors, you would see, those in sports, right? You would see owners of companies, but when it comes to employee, right, you hardly see employees becoming a multi-millionaire. That's because we're missing all these legs, and that's the part that we're teaching. But everything starts with this income. Remember, that's why you're an employee, right? Because it starts from somewhere. Thank you all for tapping out the live. Make sure you click on that follow button. So when I say $1 million league, right, we're really serious about it, because, and I'm going to, as you follow along and journey along, by the time you are done, you would realize that you are close to becoming a millionaire than you can actually imagine. Move latest millionaire in town. Welcome in. You are close to, somebody literally just crossed $500,000. And as a matter of fact, this is not get rich quick scheme, by the way. It's not. Yeah, you need to look at whatever we're going to be doing. Think about somebody like a Warren Buffett, okay, right? Robert Kiyosaki, okay, long-term investors, okay. So those are the people you should think of, because all those steps to that financial freedom that you see, all of those things are part of what we're going to be teaching, right? But it starts with your income, because 0 plus 0 becomes 0. 0 multiplied by 0 is 0. So if this is 0, I have nothing left, then it's almost going to be 0, okay? It's almost going to be 0, okay? So income supplement. How are you, Ibarra? How are you doing? Make sure you click on that subscribe button on the YouTube side. Yeah, click on the subscribe button. So good to have you. And also, I'm on YouTube. It's Money Talk with Dr. Lina on YouTube as well. Yeah, it's Money Talk with Dr. Lina. It's the same name, and on IG as well. It's Money Talk with Dr. Lina. If you have not, if you haven't subscribed and you've not followed, yeah, awesome. So income supplement, supplementing your income. So let's assume that, okay, you know what? I don't want to take a certification. I don't want to do that as well. I don't want to go back to school. Kwasi Kome, latest millionaire in town, welcome in. Certification, I don't want to take that. I don't want to go back to school, right? I also don't want to do all of this, right? I'm just okay the way I am. But guess what? Remember, we need to increase this income to be able to do whatever we want to do to get to that $1 million status, or to become financially free, right? So understanding that, right, you still want to achieve that goal, but you don't want to, then you supplement your income. What do we mean by this? You're making $70,000, and typically we always try to say get a 6-figure income. I started my wealth building journey, my financial freedom journey, $1 million status journey. I started it with my income, right? And I started it with a 6-figure income. The 6-figure income is one of the things, so I can only teach you what I know, right, that has worked for me, so that you can each, and that's why I'm enabling you, teaching you. So let's assume that you have 70,000 and there's a gap of the 30,000 to get to six figures. Some of the things that some other people would do is they supplement their income by other sources of income. So for instance, other sources of active income. Now, this is not passive income or semi-active. So we're not talking about investing here. We're talking about additional active income. Maybe you're taking extra hours. This is the only time I will tell you trade your time for money. But know the purpose of what you're doing and know how long you're doing it for. So for people that maybe you are also already, you start your financial freedom journey late. You're already in your 50s, right? I know of a civil engineer doing so well in Canada, making decent income. But guess what? He says that every single weekend, because he's already in his 50s, he said, I'm almost starting late, right? I'm starting late. So because it seems that I'm a little bit behind. What am I going to do? I'm going to supplement our income. I'm going to do some things over the weekend. So what he does, even though he makes good money as a civil engineer, every single weekend, he drives Uber for 4 hours. 4 hours on Saturday, 4 hours on Sunday. Whenever it makes additional 500 every single weekend, that's about 30. That's about $2,000. That's how he makes, and then he puts it towards the step number two, which is what we're going to be talking about. Put it towards step number two, right? And that is him increasing his income. That is him supplementing that income, because he's saying, okay, I don't want to do all these things. Another thing is, you see things around like TT Shop. People sell things on TT Shop that can even, if you start making a lot of money, that can give you so much that you don't even think of your normal job anymore. That's another one. And some people do things on social media. That's another one. If you don't want to do that, there's rental arbitrage, whereby you rent a house and you use it for short-term rental. But guess what? You need to make sure you do the air DNA, okay? Whereby you check that, oh, is this a good environment? Would it rent very well for rental, for short-term rental? And then you rent it, and then you furnish it, and then you use it for short-term rentals, right? That's another one. You can rent your car. I mean, if you work Monday through Friday, you can rent your car on Toro over the weekend. If you're in a tourist location, or people come to your city, if you're not driving your car over the weekend, you can actually rent your car out to people that are, I mean, there was a time I was in Philadelphia. That's my first time of renting somebody's car. I rented a lady's car, right? And she dropped it at the airport. I rented it out. And I mean, I took the car for Saturday and Sunday, and I dropped it off with her on Sunday when I was back, right? I mean, when I was leaving for the airport. So that is another, another income right there for you. That one doesn't require, it just require your assets. I mean, your car. That's what that is, right? That's another one. There's so many, there's affiliate marketing, right? Drop anyone that you know in the comment. Any other supplementing of income, drop it in the comment. Guys, we cannot be gatekeeping here. We cannot be gatekeeping. Earlier, I said drop your certification within your own field. Nobody dropped anything, right? Drop whatever. If there's any other way people can supplement their income, drop it in the comment. Let's be our brother's keeper. Let's be our brother and sister's keeper. Drop it in the comment. Now, we're not talking about investing. Remember, we're not talking, this is not about investing. Don't say real estate, don't say business. We're talking about things that are just similar to what I just described. Drop it in the comment. All right. If you're new here, click on the follow button. Drop it in the comment. Let's keep tapping out the light. Let's get it to 10,000 taps. And of course, let us drop it in the comment if there's any other ideas that you have that you think people can use to supplement their income. Drop it in the comment, guys. Let us be our brother's keeper. Awesome. Welcome in, everyone. If you're new here, click on the follow button. Anybody cares to share? Anyone cares to share? And by the way, one of the things that we do in this community, I know that we have not been talking about it, is I did start, for those that are new, but I have a lot of OGs in the house. The OGs in the house, you know what to do, right? It's a two-way dialogue, right? It's a two-way dialogue. I ask question, you would respond, right? You tap out the life, you share out the life, right? We'll get a daily at me. You sit here for 2 minutes, you click on the follow button, things that we do differently in this life, and I thought that, did we all forget about that? Did we all forget? Remember, I'm a professor, so these are the ways that we reinforce learning, right? If you type it, you will not forget. Don't just take it, also give out, right? What are the others? So there's things like affiliate marketing, right? What else? Somebody drop it in the comment. What are the ways that people can supplement their income? Do we have BOTs here, or are we real people? Nobody's saying anything. Yeah? Nobody's saying anything. I can't be the only one that knows all those things. So drop it in the comment. How else do you think people can supplement their income based on what I've just said? How else do you think people can supplement their income? Nobody? Okay. Do we need to stop right now? Is it that everybody's tired? I just want to make sure that I have humans that are here. It looks like I have a lot of... Are we real? Are we real? Because we are. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, okay. I know that one person is real. If you're real, drop one in the comment. I'm real. I'm not BOTs. I'm not a scammer. Drop it in the comment. Right. Yes, we are. Thank you. All right. Yeah, because everything is just quiet. For a second, I'm like, okay, what's going on here? Real. Awesome. Perfect. Thank you. Yeah, okay, perfect. So what other ways do you think we can affiliate marketing? What else? You know, is there anything? We are real. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. No, we are listening. Yes, but I'm asking a question. What other ways can we supplement our income? Right? I mean, because we out of you sharing, I'm sharing right now. There's some other things that you might know that I do not know right now. And that might be we are all locked in. I'm Obi. Yeah, that we can share with others, right? This is a community. Remember, this is the $1 Million League. Yeah. So I'm just asking, what other ways can we supplement? Oh, thank you so much. What other ways can we supplement our income? You know, I talked about Toro, right? I talked about Airbnb. I talk about what else? Affiliate marketing. I talk about selling on TT Shop. What other ways do you think, you know, maybe other ideas that people can drive in Uber, right? What other ones do you think people can, because this can help other people, right? This can help as many people, right? Is it that we don't know any other thing? We don't know any other thing. Like we always just do our 9 to 5. That's it. If you're new here, click on the Uber Eats. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Exactly what I was looking like. Uber Eats. Yeah, that's another one. Yeah, the coach. Yes, I am, but I don't know it all. Okay, Kappa, I don't know it all. All right, make sure you click on that follow button. If you're new here, click on that follow button. I'm the coach, right? Digital marketing. Thank you so much. Digital marketing. I like that. This is exactly, you'll be so surprised some people don't know what we're talking about. So people, all these things that you might think, oh, somebody doesn't know. I mean, you think everybody should know. That's another one. Digital marketing, affiliate marketing. You can do things on, what's it called? You can do reviews on AI agents. Okay. So you can do reviews on, what's it called? On Amazon, and you get some, yeah, you get some money right there. Uche Tabo. Yeah, latest millionaire in town. Yeah. So those are the things. So I hope that helped one or two people. If that helps you, right? If you found that helpful, right? And those are the ways. Is there any other way you guys can think that we can use to increase our income, right? This is your active income right now. Active income. What are the other ways aside from supplement, negotiation, or whatever thing that I've missed? If there's anyone, please put it out there. But this in itself, I want to believe is going to help you to increase your income. Let's keep tapping out the light. We have not gotten to 10,000 all along. And if you're new here, click on that follow button. You're new, you'll be sitting for 2 minutes. Click on the follow button. So back to what let me quickly do a quick recap for those that just joined. So one of the things we're on, the 4 pillars of wealth creation. That's what this is all about. And except you won a jackpot or you got an inheritance, meaning you are a trust kid, right? It starts with your income. Most of us never got any of this. I don't even play any of this to even talk about even doing anything jackpots. I can't even, I mean, you have to be doing it, right, to be able to even win any inheritance, right? Yes, live a comfortable life, but of course, right? The only inheritance that they gave us was education. Education, quality education. That's what it is, right? That's it, right? So guess what? We need to focus on the income, right? And that's why we got about you increase. What's that? You increase your income. you increase. Oh my goodness! You increase your income. The higher this income is, okay, the higher this income is, right, the quicker you start building wealth, right? The quicker. And I'm going to now, let's now go to the next thing. And how do you increase this income? Certification, right? I talked about iSoccer and I asked us if there's any certification within the area, right? You can actually take that free. Anything that is free, always think about the ROI, right? Anything that is free, take it. Scholarship, that's definitely free. Before you start looking for student loan, a lot of time we just focus on student loan. We've forgotten about the grants. We've forgotten about financial aid and all of that. Forgotten about scholarships. But then you just go to student loan. Have you explored this? Right? Because these will put so much money in your pocket. There's some free training on, you don't have to go back to school and do all of that. There's free training on Google Coursera. There's free training on Harvard Business School, right? There's some on YouTube, TikTok, and IG. Some in Harvard Business School and Google Coursera, you might take the free training, but then they say, oh, pay for the certificate. If you do not want to, you can just take the training without paying for the certificate. That's another one. Number 3 is for you to negotiate, right? Don't just take, take your time and negotiate with your employer, either new employer or existing employer. If you want templates on how to negotiate, right, you can find it on my page. Go towards December of last year. I have a template right there that I provided exactly the word. You just need to put your numbers and your name and whatever right there and you're good. Then think about, can you move, right? You're on one spot for so long. You've not gotten promotion. You're not getting salary increase. Think about, check outside. What is available outside? Can I move to another organization or can I move to another thing? Even if you love the job so much, you can do internal job posting, right? Internal job posting. So you can see if you're always look at the opportunity also within. It doesn't have to be outside, but it can be outside, out within the organization, but outside of your own department, right? Whereby or your own team, right? Such that you can have opportunity to move on, right? And when you get the right certification, you can actually look what is open. Then you get the certification in that space, and guess who is going to land the job? That's you. Somebody within my team went to get what's it called? It wasn't cloud engineering. What was it? What did he get? He got that certification, and as a matter of fact, because of that certification, he got the president's award, the CEO's award, just because he got that certification, and it became someone that, as a matter of fact, got promoted based on that certification. And the last point is you supplementing your income. Okay, supplement your income. You don't want to move, you don't want to do any of this, but you need to. What are the other ways you can increase your income? So, any question on this? Any question? Right? Always think about the ROI, the return on your investment before you do anything. I want to go back to school. What is the return? How much is that job going to earn me? That career that I want to move into, how much is it going to give to me? How much is it going to give to me? Right? That's one thing you want to think about whenever you're in. So now, any question on this before we move on? Any question? Okay, the chat is pretty quiet. Can we tap out the live? If you are new here, click on the follow button. Let's get our daily admin. Let's get at the daily admin. Let's share out the live. Let's repost. Let's tap out the live. Let's share out the live. If you have been sitting here 2 minutes, click on the follow button. You'll be sitting here for 2 minutes, right? You're doing us a disservice by just sitting here, because that's the only Well understood. Okay. Yeah. That's the only language the algorithm understand. If you don't click the follow button, you're just enjoying it. You love it so much. You're smiling. You're just in it, but you're not clicking the follow button. You're not tapping out the live. You're not sharing the live. You're not getting your daily at me. It just feels like, okay, this is just, yeah, it's not adding value. So please get your daily at me, tap out the live, share the live, and of course, click on the follow button if you find this valuable. El Amis, latest millionaire in town. Welcome in. Welcome in. Awesome. Let's keep tapping out that live. Let's get it to 15,000 taps. Awesome. So income right here. Now let's move here. Now that we understand how to increase this income, right? You'll now understand the reason why this is very, very important, right? This is important. The higher it is, the better for you, right? Now, this your income. Your income can be very, very high. Like you're earning 300,000. But if you put everything on this side of the triangle, right? You're not building wealth. Unfortunately, you are just going to stand still. You are going to live paycheck to paycheck. If you split it between here and here, right? Then you're on your way to financial freedom. You're on your way to wealth building and on your way, to end the paycheck to paycheck. A lot of times when they tell us, go to school, study hard, get a good job, work hard, and life is going to be beautiful. And you see, you did all of those things diligently, and you don't get the life is just going to be so beautiful aspect of it. It's because you put all your income on this side of the quadrant, on this side. So what is this side? It is something called DLL. All right. It's something called DLL. Somebody puts it in the comment. Let's drop it, DLL. Drop DLL in the comments. If you want to know what DLL is, DLL, drop DLL in the comment. Everyone drop DLL in the comment. DLL, thank you. Yeah. Ovi, I sent you an email. I hope you got it. So the group call is on Thursday. Yeah, DLL. Okay. So DLL is something simple called, I call it depreciating lifestyle liability. Okay? Depreciating lifestyle. Galati Empire, how are you? Depreciating lifestyle, JMAS. Yeah. JMAS, NG, OV, Mac. It's simply called, and Uche, right? Depreciating lifestyle liability. What does this mean? It means two things, just for you to understand. Bills and something called lifestyle. Bills and lifestyle. That's what it is. Bills and lifestyle. A lot of us, what do? We take our income because that's what they taught us. Life is, and go to school, get a job, and study. Go to school, study hard, get a job, work hard, and life is going to be beautiful. This is what it means. Okay? But if this is what you do, you know what this is? AKA paycheck to paycheck. To paycheck. Also known as rat race. And also known as hamster wheel. AKA lack of financial freedom. That's what that is. But guess what? That's what they taught each and every one of us. And that's why. And you're wondering, how come they taught us this? Because if they taught us how to become financially free, nobody is going to do the 9 to 5. I want to ask you something. If something is able to pay you your income, replace this income that you are right now, but you don't have to do that job, would you go to that job? Would you still be working? Let's say the income you make as of today, let's say you make $10,000 a month. Let's hypothetically, that $10,000, let's say you are getting that $10,000 every single month. Would you still Would you still wake up tomorrow morning at 9, 8 a.m. or 6, 7 a.m. to go to work? Put it in the comment. I just want to know. How many of us will still go tomorrow? Put it in the comment. Your income as of today? No. I want to know if there's anybody that's going to say yes. Mark says no. Who else? Is it only Mark that says no? Only Mark. Guys, it's always very nice when it's a two-way thing. But you will first get before the investing. Remember, Uche, we just talked about income. That's what we just spent the last 1 hour, right? That's what we just talked about the last hour. So this income, right? This income, right? That's the first step. But if all that you do with this income is to put it on just bills and lifestyle, that's why a lot of it just is a cycle. Because think about it, you still need to fund these bills and lifestyle, right? If all that your income, that your $100,000, that your 6-figure salary, 100K, it goes all the way 100K here. That's it. It means that you have to continue on this wheel, generating this 100K to be able to fund this life. So in summary, this is when they say hamster wheel, it's like a cycle. Like you're doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, because you need to have this to be able to fund this. That's the hamster wheel. That's the rat race. That okay, I keep running. I'm working extra hours just to fund bills and to fund lifestyle. Now the bills, we understand one thing. The bills are most likely going to be standard. You need housing, you need transportation, you need, because I know that that's the next question. But we still have to feed. I still have to have a house, but the bills have to be paid. Yes, I agree with you. However, what you can change, it's the lifestyle, because your lifestyle can actually drive the bills. So somebody that stays in a 3,000 square footage is different from somebody with a 5,000 house and he has a swimming pool. You can already see the bills has gone up. The person that drives a Toyota is different from somebody that drives an Escalade. It's two different things. Somebody that has a paid off car, it's different from just the same way. Because also the utilities in a 5,000 square footage home is going to be more expensive than a 3,000 or 2,000 square footage home. So those are the things. So you can delay, and I'm not saying don't enjoy this lifestyle. Remember, it's a triangle. So it's not like something is falling off, right? If you look at it, it's a triangle. So it means that instead of you doing all of this immediately, you do something called DG. Drop DG in the comment. Vault, latest millionaire in town. Welcome in. You see, when I call Vault, latest millionaire in town, if you can fix this triangle, she's on the way. Every other person, everyone is, if you can fix this, you fix the income first. Yeah, JMass NG. You fix the income first, and then you fix this side to think that to change, unlearn what we have learned, right? Guess what? This is what we have learned. You have to unlearn it and relearn, right? By delaying, DG is delayed gratification. Delay the gratification instead of following and just going here, working and putting the money here, right? Kenny, right? Uche, right? Putting the money here and just doing the cycle all over again. Delay the gratification for a little bit and come through this route. Yes, it's a longer journey, but guess what? It is still coming here. Okay? Delay the gratification for a little bit, but a lot of time, the same thing that everybody wants instant gratification. Everybody wants they want immediate return, or what instant return. They want to double their money over and over immediately, right? That's the problem. Everybody wants immediate gratification. Amos, latest millionaire, welcome in. If you can delay it, remember, instead of going this way, go this way anti-clockwise, right? Right? Is this clockwise? Okay. You go clockwise instead of anti-clockwise, right? Am I correct? Yeah, clockwise. Go clockwise instead of here. This is what the school told us. This is what the society told us. Income, enjoy your lifestyle, pay bills with your income. But no, you take some of it, delay the gratification instead of enjoying everything right now. Put some of your income towards this bill and put some of your income towards. So this income, you split it between here and here, right? And here, what do we have in here? We call it called ACA. Drop ACA in the comment. ACA in the comment. Let's drop ACA in the comment. Let's keep tapping out in live. If you are new here, click on the follow button. Drop ACA in the comment. ACA, JMAS. Yeah, Angie, Kenny. ACA, what is ACA, right? Yeah, Bright. If you're new here, click on the follow button. If you have not done so, click on the follow button. I know we are moving fast and you just joined. Just click on. Oh, Tony's mom, how are you? ACA. What is ACA, right? Brightlin, Uche, right? What is ACA? ACA is called appreciating cash flowing asset. It simply means an asset that appreciates and a cash flow. So it means that appreciation, meaning growth, and cash flow, it means that it gives you cash, basically. So it means that when you hear growth, what does that mean? When you hear growth, what does growth mean to you? Right? When you hear growth, what does that mean to you? What does it sound to? When you hear growth or when you hear cash flow, how does that sound to you? Increase, thank you. All right, what else? Who else wants to try? When you hear growth or when you hear cash flow, what does that mean? What does that investment? Okay, great. Thank you. Financial increase, great. Right. I love all those responses. What else? What else? Okay. Thank you so much for tapping out the live. So it simply means that financial increase, investment, increase, all of those ultimately moving forward. Thank you so much. I love that. Ultimately, it's just telling you growth, moving forward, right? Investment. It means, right? Growth, financial increase. It just means that this is going up, period. It's growing up. So this is on the other side, liabilities. What does the depreciating liability, what does this sound to you? Depreciating lifestyle liability. What does the liability depreciation, what does it mean to you? How does it sound? What does that mean to you? Deluxe, latest millionaire in town. When I say depreciating lifestyle liability on this side, what does that mean to you? What does that decrease, right? Decrease. Even though not exactly like a decrease, because of course your lifestyle, whatever you're paying for but it takes money. In terms of value for you, it's a liability. It takes from your pocket. This one grows your money. This one takes away from your money, right? It takes away from you. This one grows your money. Expense, thank you. This one takes money from you. This one grows your money. So now it tells you one thing. What side is going to help you get to financial freedom or become millionaire, right? Or which side? Is it this side, ACA side, or depreciate based on what we have said? DLL or ACA, which one is going to give you financial freedom? Which one is likely going to give you financial freedom? Or which one is going to get to that millionaire status or get you wealthy? ACA. Exactly. Absolutely correct, everyone. The right side. Exactly. But unfortunately, this right side is what we were not taught. And that's why a lot of people are financially stuck. I talked about, thank you so much, Omove. That's why I said earlier, right? Remember the story of the 70-year-old man that I talked about and the wife? That's the story. They worked from age 20 or whatever, but guess what? At 97, they still did. At 70, they're still not financially free. So it tells you something that if all that you put your money in is this depreciating lifestyle liability, then what you put your income and you just is that you're not going to build well. And that's why they did not teach us all this in school. If they taught you this in school, I bet you will nobody and or me, because everybody will be on their way to millionaire status. Because I'm going to be showing you that in the next couple of days. I'm going to show you exact numbers, right? So you want to stick around, click on the follow button if you're new here. Click on the follow button. We're talking about the 4 pillars of wealth creation. 4 pillars, starting with your income. But then the ultimate goal is what? Ultimate goal is financial freedom, right? Financial freedom is the goal. So money is just a tool. All these things, it means that your income is just a tool, right? Act latest millionaire in town, welcome in, right? It just simply means that your income is just a tool, right? But then to become financially free, it has to be where you put your money. So I always lose people when I get here. But you want to stick around, right? I always lose people because I tell you exactly what Dr. Lina does, right? Getting to financial freedom status, becoming a millionaire and all of that. This is exactly what I did. What did I do? So instead of spending all my 100% in here, I put about 50 at different stages of my life, about 50 to 60% of my income. That's what goes here. And then I know the next question is, but Dr. Lina, I am still struggling with my bills. So one of the things that you want to do, you're going to go into your statement of account and understand which ones are really bills and which ones are real lifestyle, right? You want to go and do that audit. What is the bills? Bills you might not be able to cut so much, or you can reduce it as much. But what is the lifestyle? All those Amazon delivery, DoorDash on your doorstep, all of those kind of things. Subscription that you have not used in many months, right? All those purchases that you make that you really do not need. Parties every weekend, right? All those clothes that you're buying that you have not worn in years, right? It's still seated there. Some of them still has the tag. That is the lifestyle. And then all those expensive clothes, right? A Gucci shirt for $1,000, right? Those are the things that you need to cut for now, okay? Bold latest millionaire in town. Because all of your millions that your financial freedom might be sitting in your closet. Your financial freedom, you see the lunch, maybe you need to make lunch from home instead of eating $27 lunch every day. As a matter of fact, $27 a day, $27.40 a day, multiplied by 365 days, that is $10,000 a year. That $10,000 a year can actually be a down payment using an FHA loan to buy a property, right? That is it. It can max out with $20 a day. That your lunch money plus coffee. Every single day that you spend $20 a day, that is $625 every single month that can max out your Roth IRA, right? That you said, I don't have that. And after how many years? Less than 20 years, you are on your way to becoming a millionaire. All right. So you need to go do the audit. So this is what I did in my own case. 50% to 60% of our income, family income. That's what goes into lifestyle and bills. And every time, as a matter of fact, it was between 40 to 50% at some point. But so let me put 40 to 60%, that range, because it was from time to time. So it means that at every point in time, we had close to 60% to 40% going in towards the asset, towards the appreciating cash flowing asset. 60 to 40%, 40 to 60%. Trust me. And then you're like, oh, you know what, Dr. Lina, yeah, the thing about it is that if you can do 10% right now, 10%, when you get your salary increase, remember, I've already enabled you, get the certification. That's why you said increase your income. You've already done that statement of account. You've reviewed everything and everything still looks like there's nothing, because there's the limit to what you can cut as well. There is just a limit. It gets where there's nothing to cut again, right? Except you stop eating, except you don't pay rent. You already know that but guess what? your income is what you can do something about in that case. So if you've done everything and you still that, okay, you know what? You're still not looking. According to Dave Ramsey said, oh, life is hard, life is hard. Why does the hardness of life, why does it have to stop at your doorstep? Why does it have to be in your own house? Right? It simply means that what he meant by that, as hard and as harsh as that sound, it simply means that you need to change something. You cannot do the same thing and expect the same result. Trust me, if you do not show up today, right now, all of these things that you've learned today, you probably would not have learned it, right? All the things that you've learned today, you probably wouldn't have learned it. That's the same thing. If you do not draft that resume, all of the things that if you do not draft that resume, all of the things that you learned, right? You know, within that, for that resume, all of those things, right? You wouldn't have learned that. All those things that I talked about, certification, all. But if you drafted your resume, for instance, you have your resume, you know everything looks okay and all of that, you know that now I can start looking for another job. Or maybe not another job, I can supplement my income. Or maybe it's a certification because I've cut everything and only what I can still come off with is 10% to do this asset because the higher this is your financial freedom. If you are new here, welcome in. Click on that follow button. We're talking about the 4 pillars of wealth creation. And this is the wealth building triangle. You see what you have in here. You see this number that you have in here. That is what is called your wealth tool. So it means that your wealth tool is basically income minus your bills stroke lifestyle will give you your wealth tool. The higher this wealth tool is, the higher it is, the quicker you are on your financial freedom journey. The higher it is, the quicker you are to your financial freedom journey. You see, this part is what we were not taught in school. And by the time we continue on this journey, you would understand why this is very important. And I believe they actually add a selective amnesia. What does that mean? For them to remove it from the school curriculum. My teenager was still asking me, and I was like, Mom, this is very, very important in the wealth building journey. But how come it's not in the school curriculum? So even as of today, it's still not in the school curriculum. And the thing about it is that I just literally told you $20 a day. Max out your Rotary, you're on your way to have $1.6 million in retirement. Just start from age 20. Start putting $100 from age 20 in your Rotary. You retire a millionaire. But why come we're not told that at age 20? But they were taught how to have credit cards, right? Open a credit card this way, right? Liability, credit card, liability. It's because if all of us know how to, hey chef, welcome in. How are you doing on the YouTube side? Click on that follow button to keep people poor. That's it. Poor is the right word. Yeah, right. Because if you know this and you are financially free, who is going to go on that job tomorrow? Who is going to do the dirty job? Employee, we have 0% employee on the list of the multimillionaires and the billionaires in terms of percentages. We have the investors, we have the CEOs, we have those in sport athletes. We have them, right? They have the percentages that way, but zero, Z-E-R-O, employees on that list. Because who is going to do the 9 to 5? So this part is what you need to know. Once you understand this part, and it doesn't have to, now I don't have 40%. I've tried everything. I don't have 60%. I've tried, Dr. Lina. There's nothing. I've cut everything. Then do 5% if that's all you can do today. 10%, 20%. But remember, this is a goal for you. The day you get that salary increase, after you've gotten the certification, you've gotten this or whatever, you've negotiated your move, you've done all of that. The day that income goes up, you know what exactly to do. What you need to do is increase it here. You're not putting it here. All right, that increment is not on the lifestyle liability, is on the asset side, because this is the one that is going to grow your wealth. All right. All right. So when we say appreciating cash flowing asset, if you are new here, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. This is the $1,000,000 League. Click on that follow button. Let's welcome you in into the community. We're on the 4 pillars of wealth creation. That's what we're teaching. So make sure you click on the follow button if you're new here. Let's tap out the live. Let's get it to 20,000 taps. Yeah. Let's get it to 20,000 taps. Hey, PK, latest millionaire in town. Yeah, let's give everyone that is new here, let's give them a minute so that they can click on the follow. You don't know how to click on the follow, but there's the plus sign right in front of your name. Click on that, and of course you'll be able to join us and turn on notification bell. We're still trying to figure out the time that I'm going to be here right now, because we just did a whole 31 days showing up twice a day of financial freedom drive, teaching you how to become financially free all through the month of July, showing up twice a day, right? 1:30 and 8. So I'm still trying to figure out the best time. I'm not going to be definitely not showing up as frequently as. So you want to turn on notification bell. Click on the follow button, turn on notification bell. I'm also on YouTube, so I also stream on YouTube as well. I stream on 2 platforms, talk about productivity and efficiency. So per time, we stream on 2 platforms, either on IG and TikTok, or TikTok and YouTube. So right now I'm streaming on YouTube, and the name is Money Talk with Dr. Lina as well. The same picture, you cannot miss it. And I release videos every single Sunday. As a matter of fact, you want to buy real estate, you want to know all the step and all of that, you don't want to miss the video that we posted yesterday, Money Talk with Dr. Lina. Let me quickly show that. Let me quickly show that, because it's part of, even though we're not talking about it today,